A change is going to come. Oh, yes, it will. Oh, yes, it will. There's many versions of that song. Many people do the cover for that song. And it always puts me in I don't know, a kind of like melancholy mood, you know? But when we listen to the lyrics, it's so inspiring. It's so helpful. It's so hopeful. So, welcome again, everyone. I'm sorry if anyone clicked the link on the website and found themselves at UUCR. Melissa says she did. Okay. I know Rev Donna Marie did. Okay. Well, I'm glad you found yourselves home. I'm glad you found your way home. So I have to make sure I double check that. So here we are. Here spring is. The spring equinox was on Friday. Spring is my second favorite season. My number one season is fall, and then spring is right there after fall for me. So I love spring because it's a season of renewal, it's a season of possibility. Everything starts to feel refreshed, things start to bloom. It just feels restorative for me. And it's a great season to ask what is our monthly theme? What if? What if, right? What if something new is ready to emerge through us? I also want to acknowledge and honor the end of Ramadan. So, blessings to our Muslim family around the globe for the completion of their 30 days of fasting and spiritual reflection. And I don't know if Susie, I see Susie. So, Ramadan Kareem, Susie, because I know that you and your family honor the Ramadan season as well. And to anyone else in our community, Kareem, Ramadan Kareem to you as well. So, as Jan shared with us in preparing us for our meditation and our beautiful opening prayer, our theme for the year is open at the top. And our theme for March is what if? What if? So we began our what if journey with the message, a world of pure imagination. And I just want to remind everyone there's only 9 days left in March, and I still haven't received anyone's love work for sharing what you imagined for Rockland CSL. So I'm going to make it easier for y'all because I know how it gets. We have Sunday service, and soon as we click off, we go blip and we forget. And it's okay. It's okay. So, what you can do if you choose to is you could write one sentence in the chat, just one sentence in the chat. What your what if is for Rockland CSL. And if you just want to send it to me, you could do that as well. So, what if? What is your what if for Rockland CSL? I just know we will all be blessed by your sharing. What was your what if, Jan?
About us helping the community.
Yes, yes, yes. Jan did tell me. So, Jan has a vision that she's going to be sharing with us about a practical, powerful way for us to help the community in Rockland County. So, thank you, Jan. All right. So the second Sunday, we were invited to travel in a world of our creation. And I shared a little bit about Reverend Jesse Jackson's life and how he was determined to travel in a world of his own creation, despite what the world told him he could be. And I also shared about my mother's love creating a world for me to travel in, and that I had no idea as a child that I was poor until my mother sent me to Fresh Air Fund's Friendly Towns program, and I had this comparison experience that shifted everything for me. So your love work was to answer the question, what at this moment is lacking in the world that your gift, your purpose, your presence is the answer for. And you get to be it, you get to be bold in it, and you get to do it now. So none of us are here just to be here. We're not here just to be taking up space and oxygen. We are here because, as Jesse Jackson reminded us, you are somebody. Yes, I see those what ifs coming in. Thank y'all. Keep them coming. And then last Sunday, we were blessed with Reverend Jennifer Berkeley, who's the former spiritual leader here at Rockland CSL and my spiritual mentor. And she challenged us to take responsibility for being the author in our own lives. And I love the way that she put it. I took a little note that I want to share about it because she said we come from soil, source, story, and that the soil is our environment, the source is consciousness, and the story is our experience. And within that, we author our lives. So it's a powerful, powerful message. And today we take it even further because imagination is powerful, but imagination without action just stays imagination. So, our topic today is want to change the world, do it. Want to change the world, do it. So, let me start by asking the question just by a show of hands, do you want to change the world? And those of you who have your videos off, you can do a hand raise or you could turn your videos on so we can see your lovely faces. But everyone who has their video on, I could see. I see those thumbs up. I see those hearts. So yes, Onay say cool. All right. Rev Donna Marie. Yes, Susie. Yes, Roger. Okay. So it looks like everyone here just about wants to change the world. So, what do you want to change it to? What in the world do you want to change? And let's have someone unmute and share that. What do you want to change? We want to change the world. What do you want to change? Anyone share? You can unmute.
Good morning.
Good morning, Fee.
I would love to change the hustle and grind culture, the celebration of uh, capitalism.
Mm,
I would love to change the guilt around resting and not working all day and not needing to work to live. We ought
mm.
to be able to live and not feel like we have to work so hard and so long and so much.
Yes, amen, amen. And I'm with you in that change. Yes. Rev Donna Marie said, I'm changing myself to change the world, have compassion and love for all. That's beautiful. And I think I saw Jan. It's hard for me to put up the chat. Jan said, like at Rockland CSL, for respect, respect for all, respect for all. Anyone else would like to share? Oh, nay.
I want to change the mentality that in order for me to win, you have to lose.
Mm.
You'll be able to win.
Yes, I love that. I love that. So I think we are all in good company. I believe that what Fee wants to change, what Onay wants to change, what Jan wants to change, we all want to change, and so, so much more. So the quote that I used in our flyer for this Sunday is credited to Mahatma Gandhi. If you want to change the world, start with yourself. If you want to change the world, start with yourself. So there's been some debate about the origin of that quote, and I won't get into that, but I found it fascinating. But this is what Gandhi actually said in 1913. He said, "We but mirror the world. All the tendencies present in the outer world are to be found in the world of our body. If we could change ourselves, the tendencies in the world would also change. As one changes their own nature, so does the attitude of the world change towards them." I'm going to read that again. We but mirror the world. All the tendencies present in the outer world are to be found in the world of our body. If we could change, if we would change ourselves, the tendencies in the world would also change. As one changes their own nature, so does the attitude of the world change towards them. And I know each of us have had that experience on a micro level where you show up in a space that is agitated, that may feel low vibration, negative. And then you show up in your light and you say, "Hey, everybody." And you could feel the energy in the room start to shift. A great experiment is to get on the elevator and say good morning or good day to everybody. In that elevator, you feel the energy shift. People smile, they say good morning back. For the 99.9% of the time, people will acknowledge you acknowledging them. So just imagine that on a larger scale. So we get to do our part on the micro level, right? So Fee talked about wanting to change, wanting to change the hustle and grind mentality, right? This capitalistic mindset. Onay talked about changing this idea, this notion that for me to win, someone must lose. So how do we start to change that in the world? By changing it within ourselves. When we talk about rest, which y'all know I've been talking about for years now, because it's one of my challenges. So I have to be the change. I have to be the change. I start with myself. Fee has to be the change of not hustling and grinding, not getting caught up in the product, the productivity of it all, and to rest. Onay gets to show up in the world as a winner who wants everyone else to win. And so she interacts in the world in that way. And sometimes people just need to see the example of it because they haven't seen it before. It is unfamiliar to them. It's part of their environment, their story, their consciousness that Rev Jennifer talked about. But she also said that we get to author our lives. And when we author our lives, we start to change not just ourselves, but those around us. And those around us start to change those around them. And those around them start to change those around them. And it just ripples out. It ripples out. So based on Gandhi's words and teachings, and we can include our science of mind and religious science teachings, that change happens from within. So we must change for the world to change. I was having a conversation with someone about the war. And there are many world wars, y'all. Don't think that just what's reported is the only wars and uprisings that are happening around the world. I'm going to stay focused, y'all. I'm going to stay focused. And I asked her, maybe this is an invitation. I am not diminishing the wars, but maybe it's an invitation for us to look at how we are warring with each other. how we war within our families, how we war within our communities, how we war with our neighbors. I had a big old war with my new neighbors who moved in last year, and I had to check myself. They put their refrigerator in the walkway on the side of the house, and it stayed there for weeks. And I started just steaming about it. And one day I saw one of them and I asked her, "What's some attitude, y'all?" I'm going to confess, I had attitude. "What's the plan with this refrigerator you'll have in the alleyway right here between our houses?" And she looked at me and she said, "Oh, it's my brother's refrigerator. He got a new refrigerator and he just put it out." I said, "Well, no, that's not what we do here. Do you know what to do?" And she said, "No." And then I took a deep breath and I said, "Melissa, come on now." So I said, "Hold on." I ran in the house. I got her the sanitation poster. I gave it to her. I said, "You just call this number and they will come and pick up the refrigerator." And she said, "Oh, thank you. I had no idea." Little things like that, where we get to check ourselves. Because some of us are walking around in war consciousness. So we get to look at and check ourselves. Yeah, it's fine to talk about the war in the world of wars, but what about the war that is brewing within you? So the month of March is observed as Women's History Month, and March 10th, if you didn't know, was Harriet Tubman Day, which was her date of birth. And President George H.W. Bush gave a proclamation on March 9th, 1990, proclaiming Harriet Tubman Day as March 10th. And so I bring up our ancestor, Harriet Tubman, who's one of my sheroes, because she is a perfect example of what has been inspired by Gandhi's words. Be the change you want to see in the world. As a matter of fact, I found this quote credited to Harriet Tubman. She said, "Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember, you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars to change the world. Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember, you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars to change the world. We are the dreamers. And each of us has a dream to change the world. And we have the strength, we have the patience, and we have the passion to reach for it. Harriet Tubman had freedom in her mind, her body, her soul, and her spirit. Just imagine being born into enslavement and embodying the dream of freedom. Our environment does not limit the truth of who we are and who we are becoming and being that truth. Harriet Tubman was born into an environment of oppression, of terror, of violence, of bondage, yet she had a dream. She had a dream of a world of freedom. She used her imagination. She literally allowed the stars to guide her. She traveled in a world of her own creation, a world that did not yet exist, but she walked it as if it did. Harriet walked in a world of what if. What if not only I was free, but what if we were all free? What if my gift is freedom? What if what the world is lacking is my gift? the gift of embodying freedom. And she just didn't imagine it. She did it. She took action. Harriet Tubman escaped and made at least 13 missions that they know of to rescue approximately 70 enslaved family and friends using safe houses known as the Underground Railroad. There is no way that I can give justice to the breadth of Harriet Tubman's life in a talk. The point is, many of us think and believe that the world that we want to create is impossible in the world that we are living today. Imagine what if Harriet Tubman said, oh, it's just a dream. It could never be. This is my life as an enslaved person. What if the dream that is speaking and calling and haunting some of us, what if that dream is never expressed, never given as a gift in the world? We don't know how the expression of our imagination into action will shift the world. So you may be thinking, yes, Harriet freed some slaves. What you talking about? No, she just didn't free some enslaved people. She used her life to change the world, to put into the consciousness the possibility that freedom is a reality. She answered the call on her life. She was the first woman to lead an armed expedition in the war. She guided the raid at Combahee Ferry, which liberated more than 700 enslaved people. Imagine the ripple of that. If just 10% of those 700 enslaved people said, if Harriet could do it, I can do it too. Let me use my life for freedom as well. So there is something you are here to be. There is something that you are here to do. Your presence on this planet matters. I'm going to repeat Gandhi's words. We but mirror the world. All the tendencies present in the outer world are to be found in the world of our body. We got a whole world up in here. If we could change ourselves, the tendencies in the world would also change. As one changes their own nature, so does the attitude of the world change towards them. What are your tendencies? What do you tend to do? Just talk and not do the walking? To just write down all of my affirmations and really don't believe them? To pray and then say, oh, my prayers are never answered? What are your tendencies? What are you rehearsing in your mind every day? Does it reflect the change that you want to make in the world? In our teachings, we can view tendencies as our belief system. If we could change ourselves, the tendencies in the world would change also. Change your nature, and the attitude of the world changes towards you. So that is a real question. What are my tendencies? What are your habits? What do you tend to think about yourself? How do you tend to treat people? What are your tendencies? Are they in alignment with the truth of who you are, with your divine nature? I imagine that Harriet Tubman's high vibration quality was freedom, that she embodied it, expressed it, experienced it, and exemplified it. So some of us have chosen a high vibration quality for 2026. What is your tendency towards that quality? Is this just something that you say in conversation? Oh, my quality this year is love. And then you go cuss out the person at the register because the item that's on sale didn't ring up as being on sale. What is your tendency? How are you embodying it in consciousness so that it is expressed and experienced as your life, so that it ripples and radiates and becomes what the world needs now? Fee talked about rest. And one of my favorite books is Rest is Resistance by Tricia Hersey. She's the NAP bishop. And she loves Harriet Tubman as well. She talks about her in her book. And she says this: I am grateful that Harriet Tubman was unrealistic when she decided to walk to freedom, guided by the stars, her intuition, and God. Let us be unrealistic. Let us be unreasonable about the things that we want to change in the world. Because it can happen. Imagine Harriet Tubman telling her girlfriend, girl, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get us free. And her friend said, are you crazy? That would never happen. It seems like an unrealistic, unreasonable thing. And yet, Harriet's tendency was in the unrealistic, in the unreasonable. And she allowed herself to be used for a divine purpose. So you want to change the world? All of us raised our hand that I could see. Do it. You want to change yourself? Do it. Be unrealistic, be visionary, be bold, be patient, be kind with yourself. Be willing to imagine beyond what you currently see. Don't go by what you see, y'all. Don't go by what you hear. Tune in to that voice that inspires you to move in the direction of your dreams, someone said. So we use our imagination to travel in a world of our creation by being the quality that you made a commitment to being. And maybe some of us need a reminder. Cheryl, Harmony, Rev Joan, Joy, Jan, Presence, Susie, Peace, Chris, Harmony, Fee, Community and Connection, Sekou, Abundance and Laughter, Caroline, Peace, Sue, Acceptance, Bonnie, Love, Peace, Bravery and Prosperity. Is that your tendency? And if it's not, guess what? It can be now. Fee said, community, yes, absolutely love community. Yes, it is my tendency. And I could be a witness to that. So it's time to stop hiding behind our call, our purpose. It's time to expose it, to bring it into the light, because the world needs it. The quality that you chose is infused with the vibration of transformation for your life and in service to the world. Harriet Tubman didn't just free herself, she went back over and over and over again. It didn't become easier the 10th time. She risked her life for freedom. That was her tendency. That's what she believed, and that is what she knew, and that is what drove her, that passion. What is driving you? How are you using it in your life? In service to yourself? Yes. And in service to the world. It's time to transform our belief system from the way it is to what is possible by giving our gifts, by being present and patient and passionate. Your presence in this corner of the world matters. It is in service to the divinity of humanity. That matters. So I have a sense that someone might be thinking, or maybe your ego is, talking to you, saying, yeah, Rev. Melissa, this is good. This is a good talk. Oh, I love this. Yeah. But I ain't Harriet Tubman and I ain't Gandhi. Tell that part of yourself, thanks for sharing. Yeah, thanks for sharing. And then state who you are. State who you are. State who you are created to be. I have to tell her all the time, girl, come on over here. Let me tell you something about how wonderful we are, because I include her. You are brilliant, just like me. You are creative. I question some of the things you create sometimes, but it's okay. We get to integrate all aspects of ourselves. No parts of us are bad. No parts of us need to be rid of. No parts of us are broken. We are whole. So the energy that we use arguing with this can be used, that energy can be used to free ourselves from the disconnection of who we are. So ask yourself, who do I believe I am? When those conversations start to get stirred up about what you can't do and what had happened the last time. Who do I believe I am? Because how you answer that question influences the world you create. That is where your focus, your spiritual work, and your spiritual practices help you, support you in believing and knowing that you have access to the same creative power that Harriet Tubman and Gandhi did. You think God was different in Harriet Tubman's time? You think we got a new God in 2026? God is the same today, yesterday, tomorrow, and forever. So this infinite power is available, and not only is it available, it is usable for the purpose of being the change you want to see in the world. Ernest Holmes puts it this way: at the center of our being is a divine person, a unique incarnation of God. This is the source of all real inspiration. Here and here alone, at the center of our being, is the real creative power. The question is whether we are living from this center or whether we are thinking ourselves as detached, separated, divided, alone, and inadequate. We all have direct access to the infinite presence, the universal person. There could be no more beautiful thought than the divine spirit itself, infinite as it is is also within us. Now, if that don't make y'all happy, if that doesn't stir up some joy and some inspiration, maybe just some encouragement, I don't know what else I can say. Because at the center of our being is God. I see you dancing, Rev Donna Marie. So at the center of your being is a divine presence incarnated as you. We are God's destiny. Ah, oh, that's so delicious, y'all. Each one of us is God's destiny. Our teachings remind us that there is a power in the universe. Some of y'all can repeat this with me. There is a power in the universe greater than you are, and you can use it by believing it is right where you are. We get to use that creative power, just like Harriet Tubman, just like Gandhi, and we can name many more. We get to use that creative power. This is a time of transformation, not someday, not in the by and by, now. Now. Transform the tendencies of limitation, of fear, of hopelessness, of inadequacy, of not enoughness, of unworthiness, of unlovable, of being out here all alone, trying to do it all by myself because nobody supports me. It's time to transform that consciousness. It's time to challenge every false belief that you are not equipped, that you are not ready to answer the call on your life. Everything has prepared you to do so. Everything in our lives have prepared us to do so. I loved growing up in Antioch Church of God in Christ, because one of the things that somebody would get up and say when somebody was talking about they didn't get a job because they wasn't qualified, and somebody would get up and say, no, God qualifies the call. And then they'll start singing and dancing, and somebody would get up and start shouting, God qualifies the call. God qualifies the call. Want to change the world? Do it. You are qualified. You are qualified. But we got to change ourselves. We got to change our tendencies. Changing the world and changing ourselves is the same consciousness. It's the same consciousness. Both require taking action. The world is not waiting for someone else. The world is waiting for you. Your neighbor is waiting for you to tell her, here's the sanitation schedule. Call this number so someone could come pick up the refrigerator. The world is waiting for you to just acknowledge someone's presence with a smile, to be kind and respectful. The world is waiting for you because some people have never experienced kindness. That's a real thing. There are people in this world who have never experienced kindness, who have never experienced respect. What if you are that person? So here's your love work. What if you commit to taking a unrealistic, even unreasonable action this week that is aligned with the change you want to see in the world? What would rest look like for you, Fee? What would winning look like for you, Onay? Use your imagination and see yourself being it, doing it, and then take action. For real, for real, for real. So I want to close with these words that Academy Award winner Michael B. Jordan shared at the 39th Annual American Cinematheque Awards. He was being honored for his body of work. And just take this in. Michael said, there is so much going on in the world right now, and that can be heavy at times. So I want you to continue to be the light. And hopefully that spark in you will spark in someone else. Let us be the light that we already are. Let us shine. Let us know that we have everything we need, that we use the creative power to change ourselves and change the world. Let us pray. Let's just take a deep breath and settle in. There is one life, one infinite presence, one divine intelligence expressing itself as all of creation. This presence is love. This presence is power. This presence is the creative force that shapes worlds and breathes possibility into form. I recognize this same presence lives at the center of my being, as my life, as my breath, as my awareness. None of us are separate from this power. All of us are an expression of it. And so I know right here and right now that I am a creator. I am a vessel through which divine intelligence expresses. I am a channel through which love moves into action. Let us release every belief in limitation, every story of not enough, every hesitation that says not me or not now. I affirm that we are ready, we are able, we are willing, and we are qualified. I affirm that the courage of Harriet Tubman lives in each one of us. The vision of Gandhi lives in each and every one of us. The creative power of spirit lives in us. So let us embody the change that we want to see. Let us stop seeking and instead allow and embody. Let us bring love where love is needed. Let us bring justice where justice is needed. Let us bring joy where joy is needed. Let us answer the call of this moment. So I allow emergent possibility to flow through me now, knowing it is aligned with the highest good for all. And as we move, speak, choose, and act from this awareness, the world responds. Systems shift, hearts open, possibilities expand. Because I am not waiting for change. I am change in action. I trust this. I live this. I embody this now. And so I release this into the world. I release this into the word. I release this into the law of yes, into the law of infinite possibilities, into the law of creative power, into the law of let's go. Let's go. Knowing it is already done. And let us say together, Ashe, Amen, Aho, Amin, and so it is. Peace and blessings.